You want to start creating your own content, share your talent, your knowledge with the rest of us. But you're worried about your equipment. You don't have a fancy camera, and you might have seen or heard that it costs a lot to download the softwares for editing and recording. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can start your content creation journey with everything you already own and 3 free softwares that will get you from start to finish. What you're gonna see is how I started my own TikTok page, how I still make my TikTok videos, and even this intro that you're watching right now was recorded and edited using the software I'm going to show you. Let's go! Okay, let's start with the first free software that you need to download to turn your smartphone into a webcam. The software is called Camo, and you can find the link in the description. It's available for both Mac and Windows on desktops. You also need to download the app on your phone as well. The second free software that you need, which will do the job of recording your screen, your camera, your microphone and system audio for you, is called OBS Studio. This is an open source broadcasting and screen recording software for Windows, Mac and Linux. The third and last free software that you need to start your content creation journey is CapCut. This will be your video editor. Once you downloaded and installed these 3 softwares, we can move on to the next step. Let's connect our smartphone to our computer as webcam first. Make sure you open the Camo app on your computer and also on your phone. You also want to make sure that your phone is connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your computer or is connected via USB. To connect wirelessly, press on this plus button right here. It just recognized my phone. Open the drop-down menu and choose your phone. Mine is Pixel 6 Pro. I just have it directly in my face, not the best lighting or angle right now for this particular shot, but for demonstration purposes, it will do. Within the app, under mode, you can change to blur background and it will blur your background a little bit. Not the best, again, you will need to adjust it. What I realized is that on some Android phones, you don't have the slider available, but when I tried it on iPhones, you can adjust the portrait strength. You also have some image adjustment down here, which you can see I've done. This is for my TikTok videos. You can choose your resolution and frame rate from this drop-down menu on the side. If you want to use your phone microphone, you can. If you see the Camo watermark on the screen, and obviously that's not what you want, make sure you press on remove the current overlay down here. And if you want to create your own custom overlay, you can by pressing the plus button. You can also adjust the zoom and the rotation, mirror, and a bunch of other things that you can experiment along the way. Now let's move on to OBS and set up everything that we need to set up to start recording our videos. Your OBS may look a little bit different on the sides with this chat and activity feed. I do my live streams using OBS, so some things have stayed from my streams, but when you do open, you will see these panels down the bottom. I have some scenes already prepared, but for this video, we're going to create a new one by pressing the plus button down here. Give it a name, YouTube tutorial, and press enter. The scene is created now and you can add sources. Before we start adding sources, let's talk about the canvas. Right now you can see my canvas is on portrait mode. However, when you first install your OBS, it will be in landscape full screen mode. If you want to change that, it's super simple. Press on settings down the bottom right, navigate to video, and now here you can change the canvas and output resolution. We're gonna keep it in portrait right now because that's how we set up our Camo. However, if you do want to change it to Full HD, 2K or 4K, you can, and you can also adjust your frame rate. Press apply and press OK. Now let's add our first source. Press on the plus button and you want to add video capture device, which is your camera. We're gonna name it Pixel Pro. On the device, choose Camo. I don't tend to change anything within this window for Camo at least, and now our camera is loaded within OBS. If you do want to crop, hold Alt on your keyboard and drag the corners. This is the shortcut for cropping any window or video capturing device. I'm gonna crop myself into half, put myself up there. If you want to zoom, just drag without holding Alt and it will zoom. Now let's add a screen source. Press on the plus button again, display capture, display 1, choose your display. I have 2, I'm gonna choose the other one that's not in use currently. Press OK and you get your screen. Now of course within a portrait scene you're not gonna get the full screen fit perfectly, so you will need to adjust that. But if you are recording in Full HD for YouTube, the window will fit perfectly. So now I have my camera on the top and display on the bottom. Easy as that. If you do want to add other sources, just go through them and you will understand what they mean. If you want to share a certain window, add window capture. You can create text, you can create a slideshow, you can add images. Now let's talk about our desktop audio and microphone. Under audio mixer, you can add different sources of audio. If I remember correctly, by default, your desktop audio will be in here. And as we added our display capture device, Camo, it created one audio source for that as well. But I don't want to use that, I want to use my microphone. So I'm going to turn that off. Or you could press on the three dots and hide it too. To select your microphone, you want to right click on mic/AUX, go to properties, and here you can choose the device. Mine is coming out of my audio interface and it's number 7. Choose the correct input and press OK. As you can see, my input says 7 and 8. So it's a stereo input and I do not have the choice of a mono input. My mic is plugged in into number 7 input on my audio interface. So if I don't make my microphone mono, you will only hear the sound from the left hand side. To fix that, right click again, go to advanced audio properties. Here you can check mono button under mic AUX, and now it will be in mono. You can also add gain. For some reason, even though my buffer size on my audio interface is low, I still get delay. So I calculated my delay and I set my sync offset to 220 milliseconds, which makes my audio perfectly in sync. If you want to hear your microphone back, you can turn on audio monitoring, but I don't recommend this. I'm not a fan of this, especially if you're gonna stream, you're gonna get some doubling. I'm currently in the process of figuring that out, to be honest. If you want to make your microphone sound better, add some effects, compression or EQ, right click on your microphone under audio mixer, go to filters, press on the plus button. In this list, OBS has a few built-in stock audio tools that you can use, but if you're like me and you're working within the music industry, you probably have a bunch of VSTs dedicated for audio mixing purposes. And you can find them if you press on VST. Let's say we want to open an EQ, name it EQ, and now if you press on the drop-down window, you can pick your VST. I'm going to pick my FabFilter Pro Q3, open on plugin interface, and whatever I do will affect my voice. Right now, I'm not recording my voice through OBS because I'm trying to show you, but when you are talking through OBS, you will see the signal coming in and you will hear the effects happening in real time. On the side panel, you can reorder the effects by choosing them and pressing on the up or down arrow, and also you can delete them by using the bin icon. You also have the same feature available for your image sources. So let's say if you switch to portrait scene and I right click on my camera, filters, and here I can add video filters or effects to my camera. You could do a background removal, which you will need to tweak to get something that's decent looking. There is a way to add third-party plugins to this list as well, and it's super easy to do as well. There are a lot of free effects out there on the internet that you can search for and find that will give you a better result than the stock ones, but you need to go after them and search the best ones for your purposes. At this point, you will be ready to start recording. All you have to do is to come to the bottom right again and press on start recording. But let's say you want to do an intro for your video where it's full screen camera, and then you transition into a scene with a split screen camera on the top and display capture on the bottom without actually cropping stuff and resizing stuff every time. So for that, you will need to create another scene. And I already have one. It's called portrait scene. So when I switch to that, you can see a smooth transition happening, and now I have my full screen camera and I can go back to the other one, easy as that. And you can create as many of these as you like. You can also choose the scene transition method down here. Right now I have it on fade and 300 milliseconds. You could change it to slide. You get the idea. This video is not about streaming using OBS, so I'm not going to go into all that. But one last thing that you need to know about recording your content within OBS is where it's going to land after it's done recording. So when you press start recording, and then you're done and you press stop, by default it will end up on your videos folder, I believe. If you want to change that, go to settings again, output, recording, and choose your recording path. You can also choose your recording format, video encoder, and audio encoder. If you go back to general settings, you can hide OBS windows from screen capture, which is something that may come in handy if you don't have two monitors like I do. Okay, so to this point, we've covered connecting your smartphone to your computer as webcam, then routing it through OBS, getting your display capture and your audio. You now recorded your video and you know where it's saved. We can now get out of OBS and move on to our editing software, which is CapCut. Editing videos and how to use CapCut in general needs a tutorial for itself. So I'm just going to show you a video that I recorded today using OBS and then edit it in CapCut. You can drag and drop your media here or press on import to bring in your video, audio, pictures, whatever it is that you want to bring into CapCut. It will load it into the timeline down here. You can right click and separate your audio, or put it back. Right now I did separate it already, and you can add multiple layers of text, pictures, filters, and effects to your content. On the top panel, you have your transitions, your filters, your custom adjustments, stickers, text, and text templates, and you can use the audios available within CapCut. You have background music that you can search for, sound effects, audios that you extracted yourself, or you can press on TikTok. And if you do connect your TikTok account to CapCut, those audios that you favorite within TikTok will turn up here. It could not show up sometimes, it could be buggy, but more often than not, you can find them. When you're done, you press on export on the top right, name it, choose the path, choose your resolution, bitrate, and everything else. You can also export the audio separately. If you take this, you press on export and you're good to go. That should be enough to get you started. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you found the video valuable, consider subscribing to the channel for more stuff like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.